I've been out of the gym since 2020, before the pandemic, and also all of 2022, I really didn't lift consistently at all. I am back to it, and if you're watching this, you are most likely experiencing the same thing. So after this video, you won't anymore, because I got you. We're going to go into 5 simple as hell key points that will drastically shift not only your relationship with getting back into the fitness journey, but also just your ability to apply and the peace and the freedom and the lightness that you feel going back into your fitness journey. Because I know it can be a lot. There can be a lot of pressure, or even like just stress and shitty feelings around getting back to it, because we put a lot of the unnecessary pressure on ourselves to get back to it and dial shit in when it really doesn't have to be like that. I do want to give a little background. Because of the pandemic, gym shut down. I stopped going to the gym. I was just lifting at home. Now, I was really fucking consistent 2020 and 2021. And then 2022 came around, and that year was a whole soul storm in itself. So I was dealing with a lot. I was grieving the loss of a lot of family members and There was a lot in 22. I don't know if you can relate. If you can, drop it in the comments. Let me know you know the feels that 2022 was. But then in 2023, which is this year, it is now May 1st. In January, I slowly started bringing back my fitness journey because it is really fucking important to me. It is a huge piece of me. So it was time to bring it back. In 2022, I was mostly just doing dumbbell workouts. It was not consistent. There would be times where I lifted maybe twice a week and then a month would go by. So that's why I do say that 2022 was a year off. Current physique, I will put up a photo here somewhere around so you can see what my current physique is. And I honestly don't know my weight. I haven't weighed myself since Act 2022 last year. I don't know, probably like mid-year of 2022. So I have no idea what I'm at. I've definitely lost a lot of weight and a lot of muscle mass and also strength. Now, I honestly thought I would have lost a lot more, but I am holding somewhat my shape pretty well, and I can hit those angles when I need to or desire to. I'm going to do a whole nother video that's going to be a part of this series on the insights that I've noticed after taking a year off. So we'll go more into that in the future videos. So make sure you do subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Let's just hop right into getting back into the groove of things. We're going to be going over 5 main pieces that have helped me get back to it in a place of self-love and not from a place of force or pressure or shame or guilt or negative self-talk. First and foremost, like the absolute most important piece to this is radical self-love, acceptance, and grace, no matter what. No matter if you've hit the gym, no matter if you haven't hit the gym, no matter if you planned to track your macros and you didn't, no matter if you went on a binge, no matter what, like radical self-love, acceptance, and grace is absolutely the most important. It should be at the forefront of your journey always, not even just when getting back to the gym, always. What was really huge for me in this process was really detaching my worth from my body image, because like for me, I was very physique based, and I also prided myself. I was also proud of the results I was able to achieve, because I went from 115 pounds to damn near 150 pounds, put on a lot of muscle, I got a lot of booty and all of that, right? So I was also known for my booty and for helping others achieve their booty. Whether you intentionally do it or not, it's like really freaking easy to tie your worth to that. I also really had to detach my worth from consistency and redefine what I wanted consistency to look like, to feel like, and to mean to me in this season of my life. Life is life. There's going to be different seasons. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be busy times. There's going to be slow times. There's going to be times where it's super fucking easy to lock in and be consistent, and other times where life happens. But when you tie your worth to a specific consistency that's unattainable and unrealistic for this season in your journey, it can really fuck with your mind. And it can start to, again, put pressure and shame and guilt and creep the hell up with your shadow. And before you know it, it's putting up walls and resistance and negative self-talk and just feeling shitty. And there's no point in that. Like, it's unnecessary to do that to ourselves. Detaching my worth from my body image, detaching my worth from consistency, and redefining what consistency is for me in this season. A really big piece of that is really just remembering who the fuck you are, and also defining who you are outside of the body image, outside of the productivity, outside of the consistency that you think it should be, right? And that's where that shame comes in. I had to get really clear on how I was going to love myself through it all. You know, how am I going to love myself and give myself grace as I allow myself to not be consistent, as I make the choice to not beat myself up over not hitting certain consistency measurements. Something that was really big for me as I allowed myself to ease back into it was leaning into my love language and giving that to myself. You know, I talk about this all the time. It's important to love yourself in your love language. For me, my top love languages are physical touch and affirmations. So what did I do? Literally, I would set like dates with myself, or, you know, whenever I felt the desire to, I would just allow myself to go into it. I would get like oils or body butter and do a self massage. As I was doing it, I would be very intentional and very present. I would be like physically loving up on my body as it is now. Not only am I like physically loving up on my body, I was also having that intention of my body being worthy of this love now, despite the physique that it's at right now. That it was okay to even receive love or physical touch at the physique I am now. That the physique I am at now is perfect and everything I needed, right? And I also got really fucking grateful for my body because yes, I lost progress, but my body got me through one of the hardest fucking years of my life. And I am so fucking grateful for that. So as I'm like literally loving up on my body, I'm having that in my mind. This is where that positive affirmations come in. Words of affirmations. Like I'm literally telling my body, thank you. I am grateful for you. You are worthy. And just allowing myself to connect and be present and love up on my body with how it is now. It's also important to really ask yourself, like, when will you love yourself? And I know that's like a very big question, but what I mean for this specific purpose is like literally just asking yourself that and making the decision of when you will love yourself. I made the decision that I will love myself when I don't work out. I will love myself when I work out. I will love myself when I am quote unquote consistent. I will love myself when I am not consistent. I will love myself when I have all my booty gains back. And I will love myself now when I haven't quite got there yet, right? Just making that intentional decision of when will you love yourself. And you could write this out too. All right, going into the second piece of this is really deciding why you even want to get back into lifting. And yes, everyone always talks about that bigger why. It takes a whole different meaning when you are in a new season and when you're quote unquote struggling to get back to it. So I really sat with myself and asked myself, why do I want to get back into lifting? Because technically I've been good. I've been okay. I've been alive all of 2022. And I did lift here and there. So why do I want to get back to lifting consistently? Why do I want to get back to lifting being a part of my lifestyle? Why? In the past, it was all about like physique. And even though like a bigger piece of it was back then about feeling my best, it was actually still rooted in my body image, because I wanted to lift so that I had a specific physique, so that I felt confident, which is okay. If that's your why, that is perfect. But for me right now, it wasn't enough for my season. So when I really asked myself and I got really real with myself, it wasn't even about the physique anymore. Even though that's still a desire, I want to get back to that physique, yes, but it wasn't enough. And my real why was like, I just wanted to feel my best again. Even in the past, like I said that like before, right? I want to feel my best, but there was always another reason behind it. And that's why I want you to check yourself. So it's like, I want to feel my best because when I feel my best, my business succeeds. Or, you know, I want to feel my best because when I feel my best, I will attract the right partner, right? So it's really digging deep into that why. But that's not what it was for me. I wanted to feel my best simply because I wanted to feel my best. I was tired of feeling crappy. And like I said, like I felt okay, but I was tired of feeling just okay. I want to feel my best. Simply because I want to feel good. I want to feel my best. Simply, that's it. And that is actually what activated me. That is actually what sparked the fuel for me. So this time it was less about looks. It was less about the result after feeling my best. It was more about simply being in the moment and feeling my best moment to moment. So that was my why. What is your why? That's where I want you to really dive deep and ask yourself. All right, number 3 is a big piece that always helps me, and it's been a big piece in working with my clients as well, is setting your anchor point. And this anchor point, I want you to think of it as something that grounds you and allows everything else to fall into place sort of naturally. Like, it's almost like the domino effect, right? So it's like that first domino, then everything else goes. I know an anchor point for me is food. If I am not eating enough, I feel crappy. And when I feel crappy, I damn sure ain't working out. And the reason anchor points are important is because it allows us to focus on just one thing, so it's a lot less overwhelming. And it allows us to set ourselves up for success. Like I said with food, if I were to focus on just getting my workouts in instead of focusing on my anchor point of food, I would be fighting myself constantly because I wouldn't feel good. And I'd be not feeling good trying to force myself to work out. So you see, there's that resistance, and like overall it just doesn't make sense. So when we kind of reverse engineer things, right, that's literally what I did. Is I looked at why I didn't get my workout in. And I went back, just literally asking myself, why? And I got to the point of the main thing was I was hungry. I didn't have enough calories. So when I set that as my anchor point and I start intentionally making that my focus to get enough food in, my only focus, literally my only focus, nothing else. It's not about getting my workouts in. Only focus is the anchor point. When I did that, I felt more energy. And when I felt more energy, I felt better and I was in a better mood. And when I had more energy and I was in a better mood, I naturally desired to work out and I naturally began to go lift, to go to the gym. Well, for like some of my clients, you know, it's their anchor point is setting up their bags and their kids' bags and everything the night before and having it ready for the next morning. So as long as my client does that, everything else falls into place for her. And I have another client who, actually a couple clients who, their anchor points are their morning ritual. So when they don't do their ritual, it's easy for things to fall out of place. But as soon as they start focusing on just getting their morning ritual in, it's like everything else just naturally falls into place without even having to put in the effort, because their morning ritual is their anchor point. What is your anchor point that you can start to begin focusing on? And I also want you to get really clear and bring awareness to, how is this anchor point specifically going to help me? Number 4 is, I want you to have a plan A and a plan B. And this has been absolutely huge for me. It's been huge for me even in the past. So this works. Basically what it is just having that backup plan that you can fall onto during this time of figuring out what works and what doesn't. Right now, I have a plan A of 10 a.m. workouts and a plan B of 2 p.m. workouts. So for whatever reason I don't hit that 10 a.m., I'm going to go into plan B of 2 p.m. Instead of like, if I were to just focus on 10 a.m. and I missed it, I might spiral into the fact that I missed it. Or I might just throw in the towel because I missed it. No, but then I have something I can fall back onto of plan B. And of course, if you miss that one, I want you to get curious. That's the next step. Get curious as to why you missed it. Even if you missed plan A and you didn't miss plan B, I still want you to ask yourself why you didn't get to it. And do it from a place of curiosity. We're looking at it in a very neutral view, because getting your workout in or not getting your workout in or missing it, it's not a good thing and it's not a bad thing. It's a neutral thing. It's us as humans who bring and put a meaning of good and bad behind it. So just get curious about it. Like, why didn't I get it? And almost look at it like a science experiment, right? Like, why did you miss it? What were the pieces that led you to missing it? And another thing that I did for a plan A and plan B was, plan A was to get to the gym. And if for some reason I felt like I wasn't going to be able to, or I didn't get to the gym, plan B was to do home workouts. The important piece to this is that it allows you to reinforce the habit, to keep the momentum going. And that's exactly what we're going to be getting into for this next piece of number 5, of making it easy and making it fun. This is the last and final piece for this video. And there's 3 key things to this. 1, it's all about habit reinforcement. And I want you to make things simple as hell when you do this. So one thing that I started to do was, right after breakfast, I would go and change into my workout clothes, because I wasn't doing that for a while because I wasn't consistently lifting. To make it easy on myself, I just started changing into lifting clothes. And the thing is, whether I got a workout in that day or not, I would still change because I was setting that intention of getting that workout in. Yes, there was times I changed into my lifting clothes and I had the intention of working out and I never even got my workout in. Ended up changing, showering, getting into pajamas, even though I wore workout clothes all day and didn't work out. The point is, I set that intention and I made it easier for myself so that I didn't have to change or make that extra effort to change later on. I was already ready to go. And that also might look like, there were times where I knew I wasn't going to be able to fit my lift in, or I wasn't sure, but I would still go and I would still eat a pre-workout meal. Point is to just set that intention and begin to reinforce the smaller habits that lead to us getting that lift in. And that might also look like just going into my app, the training app, and reviewing the training program for that day. Because again, I'm setting that intention and I'm reinforcing the habit and starting to implement it and put it into my mind. So it's subconsciously there. But again, it's important to make sure we do this from a very neutral view, right? Because if we begin to look at that the training app. Like for my clients, they all get a training app where their programs are programmed in that app for them so they can get easy access to it, and they're able to review and overview everything in that app. So if you begin to look at that and then you start to feel shame, you begin to look at that and you start to feel guilt, then that's where we got to take a step back and work through those emotions. Second piece is adjusting the program of making it easy. So some things I've done as I ease back into it and get back on track is I don't always complete my full workout, right? There's times where I just do the A and B series, or there's even times where I've just done the A series and that is enough. And that's where I really anchor into my energetic standards of, what I do is enough. What I do that day is enough. What I do in that lift is enough. Or maybe I might, even if a leg day is programmed, I might do an arm day. And I know that's probably going to be flip-flopped for a lot of people. But for me, like, leg days are fucking hard. They're a lot of my energy. So arm days and upper body days are just easier for me to get to. So sometimes I will do, an upper body, even if a lower body is planned that day. And then the next day I will do my leg day because I've already got that momentum built. Or maybe that looks like me swapping certain exercises. And of course, I am a coach, so I know what I'm doing. So I know how to make the appropriate swaps where they're still hitting the same muscle group, they're still effective, but they require a little less energy or a little less of a demand on my nervous system. And if you are in the Strong and Bomb membership, my fitness membership, you will have access to a whole section that gives you the alternatives so that you know what to swap it with. So that's been really huge for me. I allow myself that grace of making those swaps because right now we're just about focusing on habit reinforcement and being present and getting that movement in. And then the other piece is really making it fun. So what's been really fun for me is tying like energetic practices to my lifting sessions, right? And also just making it a whole vibe. I'll create like a fire ass playlist and pop that on my headphones and then literally drive to the gym, walk up to the gym, perform my lifts and everything like that and romanticize it. Like act like I'm in a movie. I'm the main character. Make it a whole vibe. Put on a cute ass fly, like workout fit and just go and do the damn thing and focus on being present and making it a vibe. Make it fun and ask yourself, how can I make this more fun? Because it's going to be different for everyone. Also, I highly recommend like learning your angles and, like I said, putting on a fire workout outfit and taking photos, taking boomerangs, flexing in the mirror. Like spend time hyping yourself up, and you can pull in those positive affirmations as well. And that is gonna just remove the pressure, remove the resistance, remove the force and the shame and the shadow aspects, and allow yourself that space to just have fun and to just make it a vibe. And I promise you, it's going to be like 10 times easier, 10 times more fun, 10 times more effective. So begin to focus on implementing these. And maybe you'll only start with one of these 5, and that's perfect. And that's exactly what's needed. And then you could slowly start to build up on that. So my action step, because we always bring in those action steps for you today, is I want you to write down what is your why to getting back to your fitness journey. And really allow yourself to get really real and honest with yourself. And if you are a part of my free Entrepreneur Hangout Telegram group, I'm going to be dropping a full worksheet in there with some additional questions that go along with this video. So if you're not in there, I'm going to need you to get in there because the convos in there are fire. And the vibe is really casual. It's more so about connecting, but I love dropping gems and like little prompts and worksheets in there as well, whenever I desire. So go join that. Go join the conversation. Overall, what I really want you to look at as you move into this is I want you to think long term. Whether you're committing to a year of working out or looking at it from a lifetime aspect, a day off here or there, or even a week or two, really don't create that much of an impact, or at least as much as you think. And when you realize that, you really begin again to release that pressure off yourself. And when we release that pressure, we release the resistance. Oh, the reason I'm training and lifting is for life. Like, I'm not just, this is like a 12-week commitment. No, I do this for my life. I do this for life. Imagine you're going on a road trip, and on that road trip, you have to make several stops to go to the bathroom because you've been drinking water. And we all know how that goes. So, yes, your road trip may be a little longer than you expected. It may take a little bit more time to get there because you're stopping to use the restroom. But when you look at it like bigger picture, do you really choose to dehydrate yourself and restrict yourself from drinking water simply because you want to get to your destination faster? And maybe that is your choice, but for me, no. You're literally prioritizing the time frame over your health. You're prioritizing the hit the perfect deadline or what you think is consistency over your mental health, over your well-being, over your physical health. So ask yourself, does that sit right with you? And if it doesn't, I want you to give yourself that love and that radical love and grace and acceptance. Love yourself now. Anchor into your why. And just have fun. That's it. And I know that you've reached this point and you've had a lot of aha moments and a lot of perspective shifts and a lot of mind opening things. And just know that this is the new beginning of a fitness journey that's rooted in self-love and a fitness journey that's rooted in fun. I'm excited for you. And I know you're excited for yourself. Be sure to subscribe because I am going to be creating new videos around this topic. The next one is actually going to be on setting goals as you ease back into your fitness journey, because that's also been a big thing for me. Be sure to check out one of my shorts that goes over affirmations for body image and all of that. That is in my shorts. Pause. And I will see you in the next video. I don't know why you just snapped.